my social battery is very limited. I do struggle in certain situations and can become very, very overwhelmed, and probably the sensory part of it as well. It can get quite overwhelming, and then it all become very much like a lot, and then get dysregulated, and it's kind of hard to communicate with words sometimes how you're feeling and be able to get across how you're feeling and understanding those emotions.
Probably kind of socialising as a whole. I think especially like unstructured socialising, so you know the kind of events you go to where you're just sort of mingling with people and there's not really an activity, like things like that I find really, really difficult. Like I much prefer doing socialising when there's like an activity. So things like, you know, board games nights or playing video games with friends and things like that.
Yeah, so for the majority of people, they might not even think about social interaction as being something to even think about, I guess. Whereas for a lot of people on the spectrum, social interaction can be quite like an invisible maze. It's like, you know, one of those mazes where it's got all the mirrors that you bounce off and you've no clue where you're going, because there's not necessarily always the understanding of social boundaries and the social rules. So that can be very hard about understanding what you think you're supposed to say and what you do say, and then what's appropriate. So I think there's a lot of thinking that goes into it, and especially with people who are on the spectrum and have anxiety, then it can be very, very exhausting. So it feels a lot like running a marathon on top of doing a normal day's work, which also feels like twice the hard, like double the load of what it might do for a neurotypical. So I think it's that kind of understanding that actually if someone's just does not, or is like very limited in their language, it might not just be them, it just might mean that they're literally on their last energy and just trying to reserve it to just, yeah, get through the day, I guess, yeah.